This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide. Is both. Nationwide. Is both. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans collide in an AFC showdown. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Bills and the Texans, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Now tuned into the greatest.
So when that bag come, I won't fumble. I'm just stacking on the low, but hey, I'm tired of being humble. Let me get to it. That motivation music. Get control of your life, don't let nobody else do it. Cause I'm not gonna have Metro S550s cruising. Feel like you winning on the ground, buddy.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you agree with, disagree with, you like it, dislike, hit me up on the voicemail line, 219-413-9405. And of course, we will play your take back on our next episode. And then shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this episode. Get $20 off your first ticket purchase when you use the promo code The Run Podcast. Now, this code can only be applied for first-time users on the mobile app or website. So I don't know about you, but basketball season is rolling strong, so you should 1,000% go watch my Pistons play since we're first in the Eastern Conference as of right now. And, I'm loving that. But not yet, man. I would be wrong. I would be wrong to just go all the way into the basketball season because my NFL team sucks. So unfortunately, we're back again with some trash football from my Atlanta Falcons. Oh, brother. Oh my gosh. If I don't know what this team. Let me start by everything I prepped. So first, before I just go on a ramble, I'm trying to avoid doing that first. So let me give you some information. The Panthers, they beat the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta 30-27 in overtime. It was a crazy game, pretty good game down to the wire. Obviously, it went to overtime, but the Falcons moved to 3-7. The Panthers moved over to 6-5 now, and surprisingly, they probably might even win the NFC South as of right now. Some unfortunate news for the Atlanta Falcons, man. It just really, really sucks to say this and see this, actually, is Drake London. He's going to be out with a knee injury. There's no estimated time on his return. It's labeled as week to week right now. Michael Penix Jr. is out with a knee injury. He didn't finish the game. It happened in the third quarter. This is 5 straight losses for the Atlanta Falcons at this point. Initially, I said I wanted the Falcons to lose so we could fire head coach Raheem Morris, and no coaching changes were made whatsoever. I don't even know why I was this silly to believe that would be the case. I let history get a little carried away and kind of lead me in some wrong directions. But Bryce Young had a career day with the Panthers. I want to give them their respect that they desperately deserve. They played pretty good. They played a good football game. I went back, looked at some of the film, and I plan on breaking some of that film down for you guys too. But they played a good football game. He had 3 TDs. He almost threw for 500 yards. He had 448 passing yards, which was a franchise record for the Carolina Panthers, and he completed 68% of his passes. So I have nothing bad to say about the Panthers in this game. Based on the things things I seen on film, they did look really good. Some of the play calling was there. It was just on the money. They took advantage of a lot of the Falcons' flaws and just mishaps and miscommunications throughout the game. Like, it was a sad day, man. It was a sad, sad day for a Falcons fan. And you know, looking at this, I genuinely would be lying to you guys if I told you I knew where to go from here. I would be lying to all my Falcons fans if I got on here and told you, oh, you know, we gonna be all right and we can do this and we got this, we gonna have this in the future. Man, hell no, to hell with all of that. I am a Daryl the Downer right now, man. I'm all negativity in terms of this Falcons team. I ain't got nothing good to say about this Atlanta Falcons team. We ain't fired Raheem Morris, and I don't even know if we ever are going to fire Raheem Morris at this point. I mean, he claimed over and over again that this was a win-now season, and this is a playoff type of team that we have to make sure we get to the playoffs. But yet, bro can't even win for us. We don't have any draft picks. Not that I care about that first-round pick, but damn it does hurt a little bit more and more the more we keep losing. Even though I'm on air saying F them draft picks and I'm in everybody comments saying forget them draft picks. Oh, brother, it hurts. It's nothing to look forward to. So I get it. We ain't got no cap space. I think the Falcons got $4 million in cap space right now. We're like, come on, bro. What we going to get with $4 million in cap space? This Atlanta Falcons team ain't had a winning season since 2017. And it's about to be 2026, bro. It's about to be 2026. We had a winning season. Oh man. It's painful. It's painful, and I don't know if it's going to get better. So I would love to lie to everybody and tell you it's going to be fine, and we can look at it this way and hopefully finish off on a good note, but it ain't no good note to finish on when we got the same coaching staff that's here as of right now, man. And that's just truth be told, man. And kind of, look, man, I'll put it this way. In this game against the Panthers, I initially said I wanted them to lose so we could fire the coach. Since that didn't happen, you know, it's gonna be a painful rest of the season. I'll admit that. And let me kind of go back to the game too to give more context of what you'll see in the film and why it was so painful to watch. And even after the loss, it was painful and just more and more. Our coach didn't get fired. It was a lot of painful things happening. But in this game too, it was a lot of mistakes on both ends of the ball, man. Like a lot of mistakes on both ends of the ball. Defensively, I mean, the Falcons defense has really been the anchor of the entire season. They've been giving hope. They've been the ones keeping us in ball games. They've been making all of these games close, whether it was the Patriots, whether it was the Colts, whether it was the Bills, whether it was, this week in the Panthers. Like the Falcons defense has been the ones keeping this game close, but ultimately in this matchup with the Panthers, bro, 5 sacks. They played pretty good getting to the quarterback. I was happy to see that. Ronnie Harrison played pretty good, the linebacker. He hasn't been getting much take all season, but we finally got rid of Bertrand and put him back on the sideline. He did get a couple of plays in, but ultimately Harrison was the one at linebacker who stepped in that role. And I thought Ronnie Harrison played pretty good, man, as well as he could for a backup. And he held his own for sure, stepped up big, made some plays. He got some good coverages in that ultimately shifted the momentum in terms of generating a sack for Pierce Jr., which was dope, which I'll break down. Also to our cornerback, Brooks. Oh, yeah. Continued to get exposed play after play. I have never. All right, this is important. This is crazy. I have never in my life seen a cornerback or a player get treated this special with the Atlanta Falcons. Brooks continuously was targeted over the course of the game against the Panthers and was getting lit up by every offensive player on the Panthers, man. And then ultimately, the part that made it worse is you go back, I think it was the third quarter or something. Yeah, I think it was the third quarter. It makes it so much worse. Brooks gave up a touchdown. He gave up a touchdown to the Carolina Panthers, literally the most basic route anybody could think of. He literally just gave him one quick fake and kept running straight. And nothing tremendously special or anything. Brooks was just thrown completely off guard and gave up a whole touchdown. Then the following play, kickoff. The Panthers kicked the ball off, And the same guy, Brooks, the cornerback who just gave up a touchdown, returns the ball and fumbles it and gives another possession to the Carolina Panthers past the 50-yard line for them just to be in field goal range. Like, it was just crazy, man. Like, this is the type of stuff. I ain't never seen a player have such a bad downfall in a game, man. This was just nasty to look at, and he continuously was getting picked on. And I thought Kobe Bryant stepped in at one point at cornerback, and he held his own. I wanted to see Kobe Bryant get more snaps as he stayed in, and ultimately it did not happen. It didn't happen. They decided to put Brooks back out there, and it changed nothing. Nothing was different. So that's another coaching error right there. Jesse Bates had some tough times. Our safety, he was actually rough throughout this game, and I think the rumors might be true after looking at some of the film, not only through the course of the season, but particularly in this game. It might be true, man. I hate to say it because Jesse Bates I was a big fan, but Jesse Bates might be washed, man. He might be washed. He might be seeing his way out with the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think he'll be going to another team after the Falcons stunt. But I'll break down some of that film of why he's been looking washed, and you could actually just see for yourself. In terms of the offense did their thing in the first half. 21 points in the first half. Balled out. Bijan had 2 touchdowns. Drake London, 7 receptions for 119 yards. Penix was 13 for 16 right before he got injured. Like, he was doing all right, and the play call did stink pretty bad, but it got even worse when Kirk Cousins got in the game because it was nasty. Darnell Mooney had some nasty drops. Darnell Mooney, man, I'm done believing in him. I told y'all I don't have anything positive to say about the Falcons. The thing I seen in film was Jesse Bates is washed. Darnell Mooney is washed. The play call was awful. And somehow Drake London and Bijan is still making it work. Penix was making it work. But with no Penix, Kirk Cousins honestly, he looks brain dead out there. Just wait until you see some of this film that I'm pulling up. He looks brain dead. He's not even letting the play develop. No pressure coming toward him. He's just letting it fly for no reason, dumping it off to the flats when there's clearly about to be a receiver open. It was not pretty. It was not pretty. And I'll just say this, man. Last thing as I ramble here and continue to move on through the show. But the Falcons is done. The Falcons season is over. It's over. We ain't got nothing good coming probably in another decade. I sat here and I told you the Falcons' last winning season was 2017. It's about to be 2026. And I ain't got nothing else positive to say about this. Honestly, the Falcons will probably continue to stink for another decade because no cap space, $4 million in cap space. Woohoo. I mean, yeah, you can argue about the draft pick. I go back and forth. I said I'm not really concerned about it, but it hurts more and more as this team just loses because, damn, bro, like we have no promise. We got a second round pick that might turn into something, but ultimately, no promise. Our quarterback that we drafted last year, injured. Michael Penix, injured. Drake London, injured. Oh my gosh. And then contract time coming up. Drake London is going to need another contract pretty soon, and I don't even know if we're going to have money to pay him. So it's a rough time to be a Falcons fan. And honestly, it got me just thinking, like, how the hell did I become a fan of this team, bro? And you know whose fault it is? It's freaking Michael Vick's fault, bro. It's Michael Vick's fault. Damn it to Michael Vick for making me become a Falcons fan, bro. If I would have just waited a couple seasons later, I would have been straight. I would have been an Eagles fan. I would have been good, bro. If I would have, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, honestly, if I would have waited a little bit later, I would have been an Eagles fan instead of a Falcons fan. But, like, damn, dog, this is just crazy. And the sicker part about it, or I don't even know if that's a word, but the sick part about it is I don't want to be a fan of any other team. Like, I don't want to cheer for a secondary team. I want my team. I just want my team to be good. Like, damn. Is that too much to ask? That my team is good in football when you play in the NFL, damn it? Is that really too much to ask? It's crazy. I mean, dog, this has been rough. 2017? Bro, 2017. I saw a tweet. The tweet said, The last time the Falcons had a positive record, the rookie we drafted, Jalen Walker, was 13 years old in 2017. We ain't won in almost 10 years. Almost. 2017. All right, I think I've brambled enough, man. I don't want to do that. I've brambled enough, but it just bothers me because randomly I have these thoughts where it's like, all right, I'm good. I got it all out. And then I think Darnell Mooney, drop. Kyle Pitts, drop. Darnell Mooney, drop again. Awful play call. This is a Falcons fan crashing out. That's what I should have titled the episode. I should have titled the episode Falcons fan crashing out. Because this is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is nuts. And I don't know, man. Every Sunday, every damn year. And I just can't think of nothing else besides Grady Jarrett talking about same shit every year. Same shit, different year. That's the infamous quote. Like, he was right. Is there a curse? Is there a curse with the Atlanta Falcons that I don't know about? And if it is, can we get somebody to lift it? Like, damn. Crazy. All right, I'm actually done. I swear I'm done. I've rambled on and on. We have some news. We have a voicemail. We got to play these things. We got to move forward. I'm done with the Falcons, man. I can't leave this team alone, but I want to leave this team alone so bad. But I just can't help it, bro. I can't help it. Anyway, look, we got some more stuff coming up in just a sec. So don't go anywhere. We got some voicemails coming up, also some news, and also these easy schedules for some of these teams. They're taking advantage of it. So we got to have a conversation about what that means for a lot of these teams and ultimately what it means for the NFL. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. It is halftime.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Insurance. Financial services. Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide. Is both. Nationwide. Is both. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans collide in an AFC showdown. The Houston Texans, the question is on the offensive side, can they protect the quarterback to give him time to throw it down the field? It's a gridiron battle at NRG Stadium that you just can't afford to miss. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Bills and the Texans Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Clorox Toilet Wand, it's all in one. Clorox Toilet Wand, it's all in one.
Hey, what does all in one mean?
The caddy, the wand, the preloaded pad. There's a cleaner in there. Inside the pad.
So Clorox Toilet Wand is all I need to clean a toilet?
You don't need a bottle of solution to get into this toilet revolution. Clorox, clean feels good.
Use as directed.
All right, and what's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. Now, we got some voicemail calls for you and also some news. So if you want to be involved in the conversation, hit us up on the voicemail line, 219-413-9405. And, of course, We'll play your take back on our next episode. Now, after that, we got some news, but let's start with the voicemail call because you got to hear what this person's saying. I think they said something about the Eagles, but as long as they don't mention the Falcons right now, because I will probably really crash out if I heard anything about the Falcons. So let's do it. Here's the voicemail, and then we'll jump into some news.
Hey there, I saw your post on TikTok. I got to see your podcast, and you had a special breakdown between the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles game last night before the game, and the breakdown that the Eagles, compared to the Lions looked better, more of an established team, more consistent team, and they would definitely come out with the win come Sunday night. And we've got the Kenny G guarantee, big Eagles fan here, and I just figured I'd leave a voicemail, and hopefully you mention me on your next episode, and I would love to talk about that Eagles-Lions game last night. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Oh, man. Well, first off, I appreciate you for calling, of course. And, bro, honestly, what can I say? I was wrong. I'm always man enough to scream and shout about the analytics and things like that of, what's going to go right and what's going to go wrong. But, honestly, in this game against the Lions and the Eagles just happen to be the better team. But I will say this, before I give a lot of credit to the Eagles, I want to make one thing very, very well known right now, right off the back. Like, I 100% agree with you on, really not just you. I mean, a lot of people, because you ain't the only one that came from my neck, but I respect it first off. So I guess a lot of people were saying what happened to that explosive Lions offense that was supposed to be there? What happened to the dynamic Lions offense that was supposed to be there? And truth is, they stunk it up. Lions went out there, they stunk it up, they laid an egg. But before Eagles fans get too excited about it, the Eagles fans also went out there and stunk it up offensively as well. And that was a good defensive game from both sides of the ball, or both teams. But ultimately, it was a snooze fest on both ends of the ball, man. Like, neither offense could really get going. Both offenses looked very stagnant, and it wasn't really enthusiastic. It just wasn't. It wasn't very entertaining. I'll put it that way. But above all, that Lions offense that I seen against the Eagles was not the Lions offense that I've been watching all season. And that damn sure wasn't the Lions offense that I expected to come out there and play against the Eagles like that. But I could also say those same exact things about the Eagles. I knew it would be some inconsistencies there with the Eagles. The only thing is, like, they just still haven't really figured it out, man. The play call is still very stagnant. Like, nothing special is happening. And it's just not exciting. But yet somehow the Eagles continue to figure out ways to win. So I think that's, above all, probably the biggest takeaway of this Lions and Eagles matchup is, I know I initially said the Lions offense explosive and, number 2 in scoring and all of that. Eagles won't be able to keep up, but ultimately it was a snooze fest. Lions offense looked bad. Eagles offense looked bad. And the scary part about it is the Eagles offense has been kind of looking bad all season, but yet they've been finding a way to win games. Like, they're still 8-2 and they've been winning these ball games. So that's the scary part about it. And I mean, God forbid the Eagles figure out this offense and actually get it going, then we're looking at a very scary situation for everyone else in the NFC. So as of right now, what I seen in that game, neither offense really showed me anything. They both look trash. So I predicted the Lions to win, but ultimately, man, the way this game played out, it could have went either way. But the better team ended up figuring out a way to close out the game. And, shout out to the Eagles defense, too, because they did step up. They locked in, and they were flying around the field. But let's all take a moment, and let's be honest. Because that pass interference call that was called for A.J. Brown, that was not supposed to be a pass interference call. That was some BS, and that was one of those Kansas City Chiefs type of calls for the Philadelphia Eagles on that last possession with A.J. Brown. That was not supposed to be a pass interference. That was some BS. Now, I can agree with Eagles fans on a lot of things. You can sit here and tell me, Manny, you said the Lions offense was going to be this. You said they were going to be that. You threw around these numbers for statistics. But they didn't do anything. I agree with you on that. If anybody has anything to say about the Lions offense being bad, they looked awful. But that's also not what they've been doing all season. With the Eagles, that offense, they've been performing like this all season. All season long. Every game in and game out. Whether it's a good team they're going against or a bad team they're going against. The Eagles offense has been the same exact way. And it does say a lot about the Lions, but I think it says a lot about the Eagles as well that this is the best they've got so far offensively. And it looks nasty. Now, I know the Lions going to probably bounce back and be a different team. Ultimately, you never want to see that type of inconsistency. But, I mean, hey, based on next game against the Eagles, man, Eagles were just a better team tonight. They were the better team, and they ended up beating the Lions as they earned it. So it was some bogus calls. It was some things that happened that was not supposed to go down. Hence the A.J. Brown, the A.J. Brown penalty. That wasn't supposed to go that way at all toward the end of the game. But, I mean, hey, Eagles did what they were supposed to do. So definitely want to give them some credit on closing that game out. Shout out to them. They did their thing for sure. Other than that, let's jump into it, man. We got some news for the run. Let's do it. Let's recap some of these scores that were happening from week 11 in the NFL. So to the last game of week 11 in the NFL is this it's kind of a, I ain't gonna say snooze fest just yet. Still a lot of game to go. But you got the Cowboys and the Raiders for Monday Night Football. Right now, the Raiders are leading the Cowboys 6-3. There has been no touchdowns, just field goals as of right now. But let's backtrack all the way earlier in the week. So the New York Jets, they played the Patriots on Thursday in week 11. The Patriots ended up winning that game 27-14. Patriots are now 9-2. They've been balling. Panthers, they beat the Falcons 30-27. The Dolphins, they beat the Commanders 16-13. The Buffalo Bills, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 44-32. The Houston Texans, they beat the Titans 16-13. And the Chicago Bears, they beat the Vikings, their division rival, 19-17. Packers, they ended up beating the Giants. The Bengals, they ended up losing to the Steelers, even though that first matchup between this division round or this division matchup, it was way closer, but the Steelers wasn't having it. Some sad news here is that Aaron Rodgers did go down in this ball game. No estimated time on when he'll return, but they're saying he probably will most likely miss next week for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they beat the Chargers 35-6. The Rams, man, they smacked up them Seahawks, but the Seahawks didn't quit. They put up a fight. This actually ended up being a very close game, 21-19. Rams are now 8-2. Seahawks are now 7-3. And it's a duel right now. It's a duel right now. So, it's crazy. The NFC West, man, it's a showdown. So you never really know who's going to do what in the NFC West right now because Seahawks has been playing good and the Rams have been playing good. But I think the Rams are genuinely probably the biggest threat of all in that division and honestly in the NFC. The Rams have been balling. They've been looking good. Stafford over there, it's just Stafford, man. It's just Stafford. I ain't going to throw no fancy numbers at you, but it's just Stafford. That's all I can say. 49ers, they ended up beating the Cardinals. Ravens, they beat the Browns. The Broncos, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Another division game here, which is huge. The Broncos, 6-0 at home. They haven't lost a single game at home. Right now, they're 9-2. So when the playoffs start, if they get that home field advantage, the Broncos might be straight, man. The Broncos might be straight. Other than that, you got the Eagles. They played the Detroit Lions, and the Eagles ended up winning that ball game. So some crazy things. And let's just take a quick look at the standings here to kind of give you an idea of where teams are. Just the top 5 teams in the AFC right now. Denver Broncos are number 1. The New England Patriots are number 2. The Indianapolis Colts, number 3. Pittsburgh Steelers, number 4. Buffalo Bills at number 5 right now. The best record right now in the AFC is tied between the Patriots and the Denver Broncos at 9-2. Both of these teams have been balling, but I think it's very important to mention that the Broncos are 6-0 at home, and they've been killing it, man. 8-game win streak for the Broncos, 8-game win streak for the Patriots. So anything can happen with a lot of these teams. But the funniest thing about the standings in the AFC is that we've kind of reverted all the way back to 2008. Weird. Just weird. Just weird. All right, in the NFC, the top 5 teams right now after week 11 is the Philadelphia Eagles, the Los Angeles Rams, Chicago Bears, surprisingly, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Seattle Seahawks are the top 5 teams in the NFC. Eagles have the best record in the NFC right now, tied with the Rams of 8-2. Now, Bears are right behind them at 7-3, and then the Seattle Seahawks also 7-3. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up there because they're leading the division right now at 6-4. So crazy standings right here. And honestly, it's anybody's ball game in the NFC. It's a lot of teams that's up for grabs. And this kind of brings me to my next point here. Of a lot of teams in the NFL have some easy schedules. So when we look around in the NFL and we see these teams that are 8-2, we see the 7-3s, the 9-2. Sometimes you look at the schedule and you're like, who the hell has these guys played? They haven't played a single team. I know a lot of people right now in the NFC North are going crazy because the Bears are number 1 seed over the Lions and the Green Bay Packers. But the thing that everyone continues to argue about is, oh, well, the Bears got the easiest schedule in the NFL right now. They got such an easy schedule. They haven't played a competitive team yet at all. While this is true, this does not fall on the Bears. The Bears are taking care of business. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Hell, if my team could win this easy schedule that we have, I would be happy about that, but damn it, we can't. So I would never knock on a team about having an easy schedule and winning those ball games over the easy teams. Now, however, you got to follow me because yes, I won't knock them for winning against easy teams, but I do think it causes for a conversation of how these teams will match up when they actually play competition. The good thing about it and the bad thing about it. The good thing is, yes, it builds the morale. You're on a multiple game winning streak, 4-game winning streak, 5-game winning streak. You won 6 out of your last 7 out of your last 8, whatever the case is for teams with easy schedules. It builds that morale. You're winning multiple ball games week after week. Everybody's feeling good. Certain plays are working, certain plays are not. You can learn from mistakes and clean things up as you go on a weekly basis. The bad thing about it, you don't see any competition. You don't see any competition, so you don't really know what works well and what doesn't work well. When you're playing against a bunch of bottom 10 teams and below 500 teams, it doesn't really give you a true test of how good you actually are. So sometimes you can have a false reality and a false identity of how great your team actually is. Now, do I think the Bears are frauds? Do I think the Patriots are frauds? Do I think the Broncos are frauds? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying when they go against competition, we'll be able to tell what this team is really built of or what this team is really made of and like what type of cloth they can really, like what kind of things are they really made of? So it's an interesting conversation. I don't think anyone should be at fault about it, but I think it would also be something silly to overlook when we talk about the Bears leading their division and the Patriots leading their division. Both of these teams got easy schedules on both sides of the conferences. So, yes, it's not their fault, but we ultimately don't know what they're really made of. You can get to the playoffs and honestly get put out the first game you play after your bye week if you are a top seed and you get that bye week in the divisional round, but maybe you don't. So that might be your time when you actually go against some competition, a team with a positive record, and maybe you do lose. So you just never really know. And to dive a little bit deeper in the Bears schedule, when you look at everybody that's played, it is just a little, the schedule is easy. That's all I can say about the Chicago Bears. The schedule is just very easy, man. They're a good team, and we've seen the Bears improve a lot. They definitely shook some things up. They're winning ball games that they were previously losing over the last few years. Again, this offense is the top 10 offense. They're top 10 in multiple categories on the offensive side. The defense is getting players back again. They're getting some injured guys back on the field. So, the Bears are not a bad team whatsoever, but I think it's just silly to overlook the fact that they do have an easy schedule because any team that they've played that gave them a legitimate fight, or not necessarily a legitimate fight, but any team they play with a legitimate team, better yet, it's kind of resulted in a loss. Cowboys, they beat them. We still don't know how the Cowboys line up. I mean, that defense is just, a high school team could put up numbers on that Cowboys and make it close. That Cowboys defense is rough. They played the Ravens when Lamar Jackson was healthy, ended up losing that game. It was very frustrating for the Bears. It was a close one. The score doesn't necessarily reflect it, but they were in striking range multiple times. The Bengals was just a miracle. That was a solid game, but Joe Flacco again is there. J.J. McCarthy in that Minnesota Vikings game was just nasty. I know the Bears ended up losing that in a home opener, but ever since then, it was rough. The Lions just ran through the Bears, so that was crazy too. But any team that they play with legitimate comp, they really haven't shown anything. They haven't really rose to the occasion. And, the difference between them and the Patriots is obviously two different sides of the conference, but the Patriots also have an easy schedule. The Patriots lost to the one team that does have a positive record right now, or one of the teams that have a positive record right now is the Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron Rodgers. They were solid. And they also lost to the Raiders in week 1, but ever since then, they only lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are kind of a legitimate threat in the AFC right now. They're a top 5 team in the AFC technically, so, they lost to one of them. You see the rest of the scores here. They barely made it out that Falcons game. They played the Tennessee Titans, and that was just a rough one for the Titans. The Saints, the Bills, barely won against the Bills. Like, some of these games is just low-scoring games. So I definitely get the argument that people make about, oh, well, this team has an easy schedule, so I don't believe them. I'm also on that side of, yeah, you don't want to give them too much credit, but you can't really take away from the things that they're doing. Teams like the Patriots, teams like the Steelers and the Bears and the Buccaneers and Seahawks, like, you can't take away from these teams just because they're not playing competition every single week. However, I think it does make a difference compared to teams that have just extremely tough schedules like the Eagles. You look at the Lions, who had a pretty tough schedule early on so far. Like, these teams who are seeing competition every week, week in and week out, then it's a different conversation. You have a little bit more faith because they've seen the bad opponents and they've seen the good opponents. So you just never really know. And I think the Broncos kind of fall into that category just a little bit. They did beat the Eagles. They beat the Chiefs multiple times. So really one time, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to get a true gauge. The only good positive is that you get a good morale booster from these teams. So you can see that aspect of it. Other than that, look, man, we're going to break down some film. So if you joined in, we're going to finally break down this film. If you're on the pod, man, I appreciate you for tuning in on the pod version. I'm going to leave you with a positive note. And the positive note is just going to be as simple as continue to put your best foot forward, man. You never know who's out there. You never know who's out there watching, gaining inspiration for you. So that's going to be the positive note. Accept that however you want to. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you for tuning in on the pod. Anyone who's on the live stream, still stay in here. We got to break down the film. So we'll be back later on this week, and so on and so on and so on.
The preloaded pad. There's a cleaner in there, inside the pad.
So Clorox Toilet Wand is all I need to clean a toilet?
You don't need a bottle of solution to get into this toilet revolution. Clorox, clean feels good.
Use as directed.